Running late this morning. Had a little bit of accident. Spilled a lot of pond water on me. We won't get into that. Helps my immune system. Share this here. Share this over here. Question of the day. Are the humans facing extinction? Because you had the UN report. The UN report that said, what is that? 1 million species are going extinct in the next few decades. Is that a little concerning to anybody? Oh, here, change the thing in the back. Hold on, let me bring in YouTube, and we'll go from there. Facebook, your comments should be working. Yeah, Barbie, pond water. It happens. When I was a kid, though, we used to swim in the ponds and the lakes. We never used to worry about that. It splashed. I was messing with the pump, Barbie, and the pump. Pond water went everywhere. Hold on, let me see. I guess my password. I think pond water got in my coffee. I'm still drinking it. I just went and got I got a little more coffee, poured the hot coffee in there. I'm hoping that killed any of the horrible bacteria, but it's one of those things. Like, I was a kid in Boy Scouts. We had, how much was it for the swimming merit badge? How far do we have to swim? I think we had to swim something like a mile or something like that. You know how much pond water I've drank in my life? You know how much lake stream water I've actually drank in my lifetime? Endless amounts. All right, comments. Started real late, don't have a ton of time. Helps your immune system. All that bacteria you swallow, it helps to teach your immune system how to survive. Bacteria get introduced to all these bugs and parasites and things in the environment, and your body learns from it how to fight them off. Everybody should drink a little pond water every now and then. But I didn't drink it. It just went in my coffee, so it's mixed with the creamer, and it's like doing its thing. It's my stomach right now, all that pond water. All the koi poop is in my stomach right now, teaching my body how to be healthy. All right, hold on. Let's get started. So there was that report that came out today. I would like to talk about extinction. And okra stinks, yes, both fine. It stank on the plant. It stank when you cook it. It stank like chitlins. It stank. And I'm little today because my green screen is messing up. I didn't have time to mess with it this morning. In a little bit of a rush. Don't have a whole lot of time. Want to talk about extinction. Is it concerning that the UN released that new report saying that 1 million species will go extinct in the next few decades? Is that a little concerning? It's not just animals, not just mammals, but it's insects, bugs, and plants. Like in the report, they were all included. Is it maybe a little bit important? That's why I think consciousness is important. Like, are we conscious? What does conscious mean? Are we sentient? What does that actually mean? Are we conscious of our environment? Are we conscious of each other? Like the dinosaurs went extinct? And why did they go extinct? They were here for millions of years. How come they went extinct? Because they never developed consciousness. They never developed a sense of self-awareness. They kept fighting over energy. That's why I got that picture behind me. They kept fighting over stupid things. They kept fighting over what's abundant. They kept at each other's throats, ripping each other apart until that big asteroid came. Many times. And is that not what we face? Are we not facing an asteroid? Not that new asteroid Apophis, because y'all know it's a new one coming. Apophis is going to be within, was it like 19,000 miles of the Earth? Something crazy like that. This is going to be one of the closest ones. They say a 300-foot asteroid could take out a city. This one's 1,000 feet wide. But I don't want to talk about the asteroid. I'm talking about extinction period. Extinction period. Busy fighting each other. I think these are two Tyrannosaurus Rex eating a what is that? A Ceratosaurus? Yeah, it's a Ceratosaurus. They're eating him. It's like America and Britain and France eating Venezuela, Russia eating the Arctic, won't let nobody sail up there, Chinese eating the Pacific Sea, all of the dumb little fights we get and all the dumb stuff we're doing. And the funny thing is we look back and we look at the dinosaurs and we talk about how pea-brained they were, how stupid they were. And I'm just looking at us like, yeah, okay, the dinosaurs are stupid. I want you to meet my neighbors. I want you to meet some of my family members. The dinosaurs are stupid. Have you ever watched the news? You know, maybe the dinosaurs had television. Maybe they had maybe they had mainstream dinosaur TV. Made them all stupid and fight each other. I was watching Ty the other day, and Ty was kind of saying something made a whole lot of sense. Something I said a little while ago. Just nobody's driving this car. Nobody's driving it. There's 100 families profiting, making big dollars, dominating a planet. But they're not driving. It's not like they get together in 100-member family, Rothschild, Rockefeller, Mellon family meetings, get together and say, this is what we're gonna do. No, they don't do that. They hate each other. They at each other's throats just like you dummies are. We're sitting there fighting each other over cereal. They're just fighting each other over nations and wars and what to steal next. And we're facing extinction in so many ways, not just the million species going extinct and destroying ecosystems. But part of the reason I don't like that discussion, I hate the nature discussion. I feel I'm a steward of the planet because I think I'm developing consciousness. I think I'm developing self-awareness. I think I'm developing a sense of if everything else dies, I'm probably going to die too. Most people don't care because they think you can destroy nature and you get to stay here and you don't see that you're a part of nature. I think I'm developing that sentient thing, and so I'm concerned, a little concerned. I'm not upset about it, but I'm concerned. Like, I kind of don't think we should be here to begin with, but I like to wish well of the humans. I hope that we make it, but all right, hang on. Let me show you this. I want to show you this a brief. Well, there was a good long discussion on Al Jazeera. I think the biggest problem, and I'd love to show that. One, I don't have the time. Two, I hate how they always tie it to climate change. Like, can we just talk about what the root problems are without you coming up with your solution? Because this is how you ruin things. You come up with an important discussion and you attach speculation to it. You attach profit. You know, you have a green industry that wants to make a whole lot of money. You've got military industrial complex who wants to keep the third world in the third world. And you got the developing world that wants to stay the developing world. So they take this climate change thing and they make it political, right? It's not about saving the environment. It's not about reducing CO2. It's just about making money. Because we keep taking important issues and handing them to the criminals in government. And that's just the dumbest thing going. That's why I think self-awareness is important. Critical thought. Think for yourself. Don't let these morons think for you. They're criminals. They're killers. Well, I mean, just think about it. All right, okay, let's process it another way. Do you think the people who are killing the planet all of a sudden now want to stop? Do you think the people who got paid to destroy all the ecosystems everywhere, every chance they get when they're paid for by big corporations, do you think magically they're going to stop because you want them to? No. Do you think they're going to come up with a solution? If you say, go fix climate change, do you think they're going to come back with a solution to fix climate change? That's why I don't like it. That's why I hate it, but it's a truthful thing and something we got to talk about. We definitely got to talk about the fact that the planet's being destroyed. Ecosystems around the world are being destroyed, and we let them make it a political conversation. It's not a political conversation. There is absolutely nothing important that can be solved by politics. We should evolve past this stupid idea of a representative government. Represent yourself. You're a damn adult. All right, I'm going to show you this.
Earth is in the worst state in hundreds of thousands of years, and human activity is to blame. That's the key finding of the UN body tasked with assessing the state of our planet's biodiversity. A million species currently face the threat of extinction, some within decades because of habitat destruction on land and sea. Animal and plant species are being lost at a rate tens or even hundreds of times faster than in the past. Well, Natasha Butler is at the UNESCO headquarters in Paris. That's where that meeting to discuss that report is being held right now. Natasha, from what you're hearing from the meeting, what are the headlines coming from that?
Well, environmental scientists and researchers from more than 130 countries have basically been behind this report, which certainly paints a very bleak picture of the state of the natural world, if you like. They are talking about 1 million species that could be extinct within decades. They're talking about 3/4 of the Earth's surface that has been severely altered, mass deforestation, oceans that are being depleted, land that's just being significantly changed and stripped of its nutrients. What they are saying is that we are facing a crisis of nature crisis, they're calling it. They're saying that people are basically destroying biodiversity at such an unsustainable rate that it could, in fact, lead to the extinction of the human race. So extremely sobering and worrying findings from this report indeed. And just to give you a sense of why it's so important to preserve biodiversity, they're saying that, you know, people and animals, they rely on plants and insects for pollination, for food, for clean water, and for a stable climate. So it's absolutely essential to try and reverse this decline. Now, in terms of some of the causes of this declining biodiversity, well, they're saying things like trade, increased consumerism, consumption, agriculture. All these things are putting more and more pressure on the world's land and oceans.
And Natasha, have they been elaborating on...
Let's pause. Let's pause there for a minute. Because I think Christine says something important. Yes, Stacey, everybody sees. Shut up. No, I'm sorry. I'm kidding. Everybody see. We see you, girl. We see you. We see everybody. We 7 billion. 7 billion family. Dumb as a bag of bricks wet, but we see you. Christine said something there, and that is, we need to focus on the highest priority. Absolutely. And government doesn't prioritize anything but money. This is not an anti-government post. It's just they're the wrong tool for the problem. They're the wrong tool for the problem. They don't fix anything. What have they fixed? Raise your hand if you can tell me something government fixed. Raise your hand if you can tell me something the kings and the lords actually fixed, other than weddings and prima nocta before you get married that they can sleep with your spouse. Other than that, what have they fixed? Nothing. They're not there. They're not fixers. We are the fixers. We are the ones who have to develop some sort of consciousness. Is it not disturbing to you that every big corporation is destroying an ecosystem somewhere? Everyone has negative externalities. Is it not disturbing that everybody works for a big corporation for the most part? Everyone buys from big corporations, and it's not an anti-corporation, but it's not an anti-government, not an anti-corporation, it's not anti-greed, it's pro-stewardship. Like, aren't we supposed to be stewards of the planet? Isn't that what God told y'all? And are you stewarding each other? Are each other parts of the planet? Or are we just robbing and stealing from each other? She mentioned biodiversity. What is that? Biodiversity. Well, it means that you shouldn't be buying all red strawberries. You go to the grocery store, if you actually had biodiversity in your farm, would you see the red ones, you see the white ones, you see the black ones, you see the striped ones, you see those strawberries as big as your palm of your hand. But there's no cross-pollination that's happening between various varieties because you just want to eat the ones with sugar. You just want to eat the ones that are high in a sugar content. And we've been hybridizing plants for a long time. So it's not just 1 million animals going extinct, it's 1 million plants. And once you lose that biodiversity, Houston, we got a problem. And why? Because all of these species are just data-taking devices like you. Their DNA records how to survive in the environment. There are all these millions of species going different directions in evolution, figuring things out, putting together different combinations, making new genes, and we share those genes with all those species, and we learn. Our body literally learns to survive in the environment because of all of these other little data-taking devices, the plants and the animals that are figuring things out, and we share DNA with them, and their bodies figure things out. So, but even outside of that, losing data, it's like letting 1 million animals or 1 million creatures, species go extinct. That's like taking millions of laptops full of data critical to survival on this planet. What plants to eat, what not to eat, how to fight this germ, how to fight this disease, how to fix this, and just burning them all up. In that analogy, 7 deadly sins have done us all. 7 deadly sins have done us all. What are the 7 deadly sins, Debbie? That sounds familiar. I don't remember. Scientists tried to create a biodome. They didn't make it. Man cannot recreate nature. No, man can't, because man sucks. Man sucks just like dinosaur. Man is no smarter than dinosaur. That's why I got this picture behind me. Let me show you this again. That's why I got this picture, Susan. Because man is busy fighting each other. They're busy fighting each other like these two dumb Tyrannosaurus Rexes, and they turn around like, oh, what's that? That's a meteor? And I guarantee you in this story, right after they saw that meteor, like, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? Is that 5G? What the hell is that? Is that World War III? What the hell is that? Is that is that pesticides? What the hell is that? Is that destroying? It's just destroying the ecosystem. What the hell is that? You could say climate change and water rising, because that always happens. What the hell is that? And it's like, I don't know. Let's keep eating. Let's keep eating Venezuela. Let's keep eating Yemen. Let's just keep chewing. Just keep chewing. Because we haven't evolved much beyond them. They were very powerful creatures with no sense of sentience, no self-awareness, no understanding that when nature goes, they go. So they focused on just robbing and killing each other like we are. They focused on thug life, which is all the American government has always ever been. And anyone they can pull along with it, who they can rob, steal, what ladies they could beat over the head and steal their purse. That's all they're doing in all these poor countries. And yet people are still trying to convince me that it's Operation Live or Die. We're going to Venezuela to help people. We're not going to help people. We're going to mug old ladies, beat them in the head and steal their purses and run. That's what we're going to do. We're going there for the Koch brothers because they want the oil. Look at America's resume. That's what we do. We have effed up royally. We have, Lori, but can we turn around? That's the thing I always like to focus. I like solutions, but I know we have effed it up, but we can turn it around. But you can't turn around with government. You can't turn around with representatives, because all they do is they take your problems and they turn them into profitable business and industries. This is a people problem. This is 7 billion family members. They got to learn to become an ecosystem. They have to learn that they're all related, that they're all a part of an ecosystem. You're not a nation, you're an ecosystem. You're not a community, you're an ecosystem, and you're attached to all ecosystems. I have a prophecy: the greed of profit will destroy us. It will, Brother John, because we can't seem to regulate. We suck at self-regulation, and we're just so susceptible to indoctrination and hating other people that we don't know because we were born different. We're very susceptible to that. So let me let her finish up for a minute. That's why I like this picture. I looked at it and I just saw us. You know, we're just sitting there fighting, but I'm not over there, y'all. I'm over in the woods. I have no interest in killing and eating anything. I'm over in the woods just watching like, yeah, I'm gonna die, but we probably deserve it. So here come the asteroid. I tried to tell y'all, but y'all, you want some pepper for that? You need some salt for
on any of the options about what can be done in order to try to halt or at least slow this decline in biodiversity?
Well, the first step, if you like, the first aim of this report is actually just to raise awareness, to try and tell governments, businesses, farmers and individuals that this is the state of the natural world. This is the state of the planet's biodiversity. Then, of course, there is an urgent call to act and to do more to reverse this decline, because what experts are saying is it could be possible to reverse the decline in biodiversity. But
hang on. Raising awareness, step one. So she says step one. How do we raise awareness? I give you my thoughts. Well, you have to be able to raise awareness. In order to raise awareness, people have to listen to you. So they become aware. And right now, nobody's listening because they hate you, you hate them. It's a political debate about saving the planet, and y'all just, both sides, the climate changers and the I'm fighting climate change, all have big corporations behind them that are destroying the ecosystems. They have big corporations behind them that have bought all of the politicians. That's why I don't see it as being really a real debate. You know, it's awareness. The first thing you got to do is be able to talk to people. People that hate you, they don't talk to you, and they're not supposed to, because you hate them and they hate you. You know, you don't listen to them, so why should they listen to you? And this is like the path we're on. So first step one is awareness. You know, learn how to talk to people. But also, you know me, I'm not a voter. I'm a none of the abover. I am not a voter at all because nobody's doing anything important. None of them. So to me, it doesn't matter if both political parties in my country are destroying the ecosystems and doing everything they can to speed climate change. No, you're not getting my vote. Doing everything they can to not be a steward and murder people. So voting is not the way. You know, you got to start tuning out to the Mueller reports. You got to stop tuning out to the hate Trump and love Trump. You got to stop tuning out to the control of the human race and the fantasy of politics. Like they were talking about the European Union's falling apart. They're saying the political parties all over Europe, the European Union exiters, they're all getting together. And that actually is a good thing. Why? Because we shouldn't have massive trading blocks. Like nobody really gets the, well, a few people get, some people get it. But these massive voting blocks, these massive control of human race management organizations, that's all they are. They're taking 27 different country farms. How many of y'all in the European Union? And they're just making you easier to farm. Because those families that run everything, they don't want to deal with 27 different governments. They bought most of them, but damn it, they need to make it easier. You know, and we go along with it. You know, but I think focusing on priorities and critical thought are the first steps. Being kind to one another and listening to the other side. Every experience is valid.
Actions have to be taken right now. They're saying that this nature crisis is, in fact, as severe, as important, as significant as climate change in terms of the impact that it can have on the world and on the human race. They are hoping that they might get the same sort of momentum and motivation to stop this nature crisis from developing any further, as we've seen for climate change. In terms of concrete action, well, at the end of next year in 2020, world leaders are expected to come together at another conference and agree on some sort of nature rescue plan.
Natasha, for now, thank you very much.
So I saw something there. Ivana said you can't stop people in Southeast Asia from dumping trash in the waters. Can you? I know you can. I know you can. I know you can. Now, will our government? No. Because that's the whole point. One of the things they want to do is they want to keep the third world in the third world or bomb them back to the fourth world if they don't get a Rothschild bank. Like, but those countries want to evolve. Like, they want to move forward. They want to industrialize like everybody else. But why? How do they do it? They either go the same route we went through the Industrial Revolution, destroying all the ecosystems, or we help them. I know it's this crazy concept called help. You know, we went and we stepped on all the minefields, we stepped in all the bad spots, we went through Industrial Revolution, we destroyed a lot of our country and the ecosystems and the planets, the biodiversity and the plants and the animals, and we realized we made a lot of mistakes on the way. It's called taking what we've learned and giving it to the third world nations. So they don't have to develop to a place where they got jobs and start figuring out how to make solar panels and start figuring out how to make wind vanes and start figuring out how to do this. We give it to them. Why? Because we want them to maintain their environments. Why? Because we're dependent on their environments. They want to live a good lifestyle and we can give it to them, but we got to stop being nations. That's the problem. So the problem, can we help? Oh yeah, we can help. We can help everybody. We choose to bomb them and rob them and keep them in the third and fourth world because we want to be better. We want to have more. You know, we don't have the sentience and awareness. We don't have the stewardship and the common damn sense that we live on the planet, and we don't want Africa to destroy itself. We don't want Latin America to destroy itself because we're a part of them and they're our cousins. You know, so of course we can help. We can stop them from putting trash in the water. We got to give them some trash management. We got to give them means of dealing with their trash. We got to give them hemp and show them you can make hemp plastics. Give them the patents. Why wouldn't we do that? Because big corporations like money. That's why. They love money, we love money, and we want to keep the human conflict going. Why? Because we think we're better. We think we're better and we think we can survive without them, and we can't. Like another way I like to put it is, you know, go back through history. Humans walked all over this planet, spread all over, one family, spread all over the planet. Everybody walked a different way and everybody tried different styles of government. How do we do this and how do we survive and how do we make this? How do we figure out the same way DNA does and all these million species were extinct. And then we get to this place where we got this internet thing and we now can share information. Everyone can share what they've learned. The older cultures, the third world that still had the medicinal plants and the cures and the things that we walked away from in our path of evolving technologically, and they can share that with us and we can share technology with them to make a massively better planet and sentient human race. Instead of sharing that data, instead of sharing the technology, instead of working together, we decide we want to kill each other. Or actually, it's just us wanting to kill them and steal the resources. Why? For big corporations. So of course we can help. We can help and we can stop it anytime we choose to. But it's an individual thing. Your government's not going to do it. It's a thing we have to do. We have to stop tuning out the government and start tuning into things that are important. And they'll get the hint. They'll get the hint. That's why I think somebody posted on me, well, you're not going to vote. You're just not going to do anything, huh? No, I said no. I said, not voting is an option, but protesting a vote is an option. That is a vote. Protesting voting, period, protesting a system that is extincting the human race, that's an option. That is definitely an option. If you tune out and the only thing you tune in is when they say something important and they're not chasing where Trump put his penis, or they got Clinton in the news. Clinton had a love fest that had some points or something with Kavanaugh. Like, if you start tuning out to that nonsense and you only pay attention when they say something that's important, guess what? They're going to say something important. Why? Because TV wants to make the money. The news wants to make the money. That's why I don't watch CNN, MSNBC, and Fox and the rest. I don't even know the names of them. I don't watch none of them because I don't want them to make a dime trying to sell me pesticide and Home Depot crap and whatever else they want to sell me on the television, pharmaceuticals. I don't want them to get the advertising money from me. So my number is not counted with them at all, ever. Why? Because the big corporations buying the ad are destroying the planet. The mainstream media is lying to the planet and they're pro-war, all of them. And the government that wants to get on TV, they're getting on TV more because the ratings go up because you're watching it. Stop. It is, protesting a vote is the strongest vote you got in a system where both sides are being controlled. If you don't vote, write in your name, your own name. Well, right, Ivana, I think I voted for Bart Simpson once. I think I voted for Homer. But now my mindset's a little different. Like, and we got to talk about this, because how do you effectively protest the vote? Like, it's not voting. You don't want to be that person sitting on the couch that just doesn't do anything, right? You want to make sure it's known that you don't want to vote for psychopaths anymore. You want to make sure it's known that we are going extinct, and that's kind of important. You want to make sure it's known that both parties constantly are flirting with World War III, and that's kind of important. Like Venezuela. It's funny to me. It was not funny. It's sad. It actually is really damn sad. Venezuela. So some of my friends who still on that Trump boat, and I don't really get and understand why. You just almost as bad. Y'all getting almost as bad as the people on that Obama vote, where you're thinking he's still doing something he's not already controlled. They think, oh, Operation Libertad, we're gonna go help Venezuela. Meanwhile, like 2 people in Venezuela actually want America's help because they all read and they all understand that America is not coming down there to help any damn thing. They're coming down there to install central banking and make a debt colony. But you notice the other side, the opposition, they ain't fighting no more than that. They ain't fighting Trump. They ain't fighting Trump on Venezuela. You ever notice that? No, the Democrat, they are not. It ain't even in the news, barely. Oh no, shh. The neocons and the neoconservatives are all together on war. They are all together on destroy the ecosystems because they take money from all the corporations that are doing it. Venezuela is an ecosystem, and they are going to destroy it because that's what they do best. They have become death, destroyers of worlds, and that's why the 2 parties are no different on anything important. Nothing. And I don't want to make it a political thing. Papa Smurf 2020. Papa Smurf, and he was very wise. Very wise. I tell people, Stacy, everybody need to find some old people. Find some old people. If most of your friends are your age, I'm going to guarantee that you pretty stupid. I'm going to tell you that. I talk to old people all the time. Everybody needs centurions in your life. Find yourself some old people. Get them talking and shut up. And they'll tell you historically just how DNA collects information all over this planet. The million species were extinct and collecting information all over this planet in DNA. Old people got information. I'm not saying old people always right. I'm not saying their solutions are right. But they got information that you need. They're libraries. Don't let them die without talking to them. So hell yeah, Papa Smurf was wise. And that's one thing we always did, respected our elders and listened to our elders. Gotta go back to doing that. Gotta go back to doing that. All right, let me go back to some older comments. Never trust the news. No, Stacy, never trust the news because we know who owns the news. It's that damn simple. If they love war, how sentient can they be? How honest can they be if they're impartial? And they all agree with destroying countries and murdering people, but they want to go get us to talk about something else, something silly. Yes, the EU should be abolished. Fed up with them. But most countries indeed wants to get rid of it now. Well, that's what I heard, Christine. So I didn't know there are a lot of anti-Euro European Union parties, and that's important. Y'all got to get with that because the easier we are to control, the faster they're going to destroy this planet. Because nobody's driving. There's nobody driving. There's no, like I said, I don't think that me. I don't know. You know me. I back away from everything. I don't know. Maybe it is like 13 people get together in a dark room, decide everything. I just don't think so. And if the Rothschilds and Rockefellers and Mellons and all these people aren't getting together and they're not fighting each other, then they have to be. If they're getting together in a room with a bunch of dark hoods and suits and all of that stuff, they got to be the dumbest people on this planet. They got to be dumber than the dinosaurs to actually destroy this thing. But I don't think they are. I just think as above, so below. They're dumb like us. They're just fighting each other over resources. But they agree on one thing, that we stay down and they stay at the top, that their families continue to do nothing and actually own the resources of most nations and print the money. And the rest of us dummies, the rest of us poor people, if you ain't got $1 billion in the bank, you're poor. The rest of us gonna keep fighting each other over that. What is that? Is that a triceratops? Over that damn triceratops and ignore the asteroid that's coming, the extinction. And some people don't care. Some people don't care. They say, oh, a million species go extinct. Oh, that just happens. It happens. It just happens. And they keep moving on with their daily lives. And the question I ask, do you really think your lifestyle is not going to be affected by a collapse of that nature? Let me go go down the list and look at all million species. Like, oh, nope, I don't eat that. I don't eat that. I don't kill that. That's not fun to hunt. I don't do that. I don't do that. Okay, I'm good to go. Yeah, but you're an ecosystem. Those million things affect 100 million other things. Those 100 million other things affect 1 billion things. Those billion things affect billions of things. We are an ecosystem, and that's why we were told to be stewards of the planet. One creature that has the ability to put neurons together to become sentient. In a time we actually can save ourselves, decide to continue to murder each other. Drives me crazy. But like I said, I just sit back in the woods and I watch. I'm not participating. Well, you have to participate. I'm not participating in the fantasy. I'll sit back and, I buy food and I drive a car, so those things are destroying the planet too. But at least I'm gonna do my best to try to use those things to do something decent, leave the planet a better place than how I found it the best that I can. But that's why I went after money. I go after money anytime I get a chance, and I know a lot of y'all weren't happy with that yesterday, but it's just real talk. To me, I'm gonna tell you how I see it, and you can like it or dislike it. I'm not telling you to give up on this concept of collecting all the money you can. For me, it was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to leave corporate America, to leave all that big money and try to live as a sustainable life as I can, as modestly as I could, because that was important. If that's not where you are, then that's not what you should do. But that's what I was told to do in my experiences, that supporting these big corporations and government and just trying to collect as much asteroid dust and money as I can and shove it in an account for a nice retirement and lifestyle was a really bad idea. It was a really stupid, indoctrinated idea that television gave to me. And I found out other things make me happy. The stuff on television don't make me happy. Learned about the delicate balance of the environment in the 4th grade. For what, if that's not what our society values? I wonder about that, Susan. It's interesting, like we did learn these things early, but is it what our society values? I kind of sometimes, Susan, think our society does value that, like the people do, but they're made ineffective to actually do anything about it, right? Their fears and the worst things about them, their aggressions and things are tweaked by the media and the news, and they just fall in. You know, everybody wants to be in a little gang, or most people do. So they want to go to work and they want to have friends and things to talk about, and everybody's talking about politics, this, that, and the other, and that's what people do, you know. But they want to join up, and so to me, it is about like sovereignty and getting out of the need and dependency to be a part of something. The insecurities that make you have a need to be a part of something and develop more confidence. That's funny, and people are gonna believe it. But John, people believe the television. If it's on television, it must be true. Let me see. That's a pity that they follow our path. They should kept to their own traditions. Oh, okay, as we should have. Yeah, Christine, but I think sometimes somebody has to be a scout. And I kind of think of it, because I think you're talking about the difference between like the developed world and the third world. I think somebody has to be a scout, right? And I think we scouted ahead, and capitalism did what it was supposed to do. You know, it was cronyism from the very beginning, so we never had capitalism. We never had a free market capitalism. All we actually ever had was cronyism. But we scouted ahead, and now we know the bad places to go. You know, don't go in that cave because the bears are in that cave. Watch out for this section of wolves over there. Don't do this. And so we can share that information with the third world. You know, you don't want to develop and destroy your planet and dump all the plastic in the water. This is how you recycle it, or don't do that. Here is the patent to make hemp plastic. Here are the machines, the equipment. Here, in fact, we're going to bring manufacturing and a job to your country to help you. Why? Because that's what we're supposed to do. And to me, Christine, that's called national security. National security is the same thing as neighborhood security. When you build a community, you're safe. When you look out for your neighbors, they look out for you. When you take care of Venezuela, Venezuela take care of you. When you take care of Puerto Rico in bad times, they'll take care of you. Same thing with, you know, so I think when you look out for the third world and you help them to develop in ways that don't destroy our planet, then it's all good. But the problem with that is big corporations can't make big money building community. Big corporations make big money getting citizens to love money, to be apathetic, to destroying the planet, to ignore that comment, and keep fighting each other over that Tyrannosaurus Rex, that Triceratops. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. All right. It's going to be a short one today, so I need my closing music. That's all I wanted to say. That's it. You know, are we facing extinction? To me, yes, we are facing extinction. Happily. And in my country, they're cheering for it, literally. Most people don't understand photosynthesis or simple physics, physical properties, not taught anymore. No, Christine, they don't. Most people probably don't think we need the sun anymore. They think we're going to make it without the sun. That spraying upper atmospheric injections is a good idea. Keep posting on that, Christine. Keep posting on geoengineering.org. Let me see. We don't even really do that yet. All right, I missed that, Jazz. I don't know what we're talking about there. Where's the hemp at? Exactly, Jasmine. And hemp, if they take hemp to the third world and they show them that you can make everything with hemp, the world changes. Give them a 3D printer and some hemp, and you show them how to do it, they can develop clean societies where they can live in harmony with nature without destroying the ecosystems to learn what we learn. We can show them where the bad spots are, where not to go, what not to do. There's not a lot of big money in that, though. That's why I don't think big corporations should exist. All right, what's going on YouTube? Brother Gustin, good morning. Good morning. Brother Rob, Kevin. There'll probably be some human survivors, like the bottlenecks of the past. A lot of people are gonna die. Yeah, well, you know, some people always tend to make it, Brother Rob. I got my theories as to why. But if 7 billion can make it, I think we should try that. I think that would be a great project. I think it would be an amazing project to actually do what most people say. They go to church every Sunday. I think that's what, or just Easter Sunday, whenever y'all go to church, that you can actually be a steward to the planet and instead of being a steward to your indoctrination. Because that's what they teach us. They teach us to be stewards to our own indoctrination, steward to isolated communities instead of looking out for everybody. And that path, we all gonna die. We all gonna die. We all gonna die. We learn to live by how we play. In our games, winners take all and losers get nothing. In life, birth lottery winners take all and the rest of humanity and our progeny get degradation. And this is true. This is true. And Kevin, this is where I think games break us. Because they convince us that you can win in an ecosystem that we're all dependent upon. There's no winning in that. It's only losing. There's no taking all. All you're doing is destroying all. Just try to be a little better today than you were yesterday. That's it, Lori. And that's it. And that's the only thing you can do. And not judge people. I see some of y'all fighting in the room. I don't fight with people. Every experience is valid. All you want to do is try to beat who you were yesterday. That's what I forgot who told me that. Somebody told me that. You know, like the goal isn't to beat another team at sports. The goal of your team is to be better than they were last game. Don't worry about anybody else. The only real competition on this planet is against yourself. Are you becoming better? Or are you the same bastard you were yesterday? Are you evolving or aren't you? Because that's what evolution is. Evolution is actually just becoming something better tomorrow than you were today. Learning from your behaviors yesterday and evolving today. If DNA can do it, dinosaurs can do it, bacteria can do it, fungi and mold, whatever you got growing in your fridge, that can do it, that green stuff. It knows how to move forward and try to be better today than it was yesterday, then you would think human beings could do it. You would think so. I don't know. Anyway, I need going. Listen, it was great talking to y'all. Are we facing extinction? I think it's a very clear yes. Are we going to do anything about it? That's pretty much up to us. If we continue to fight with each other over the Triceratops, you can count on that extinction. It's a damn guarantee. Or we can be stewards of that Triceratops because we know we don't have to eat the Triceratops anymore. We know we have the technology to stop this to stop this psychopathic direction we're going. Try to be a better person today than you were yesterday. And I guess the litmus test for that is, how do people respond to you? Are you making progress in what you want to talk to people about? Or are they still fighting you like they were the previous day? That's probably a good indicator that you're not changing. Anyways, Gerard, I get going. Y'all have a great day. I'm out of here. Love y'all now. Bye-bye.